Hi, everyone. If you're on here, it's because you have signed up for our Christian speed dating event. And I just want to welcome you here. My name's Michelle Apples. I'm the founder of the Christian Singles Hub. And we really started putting on speed dating because the biggest complaint we were seeing is people that just didn't know how to meet people of the opposite sex. And so this is a great way for you to come in and meet a lot of people in a short amount of time. And some people have went on to start dating or get engaged or get married, and that's incredible. But also, the best thing as a Christian single you can do is just live open-handedly to the Lord. He can absolutely use speed dating or anything else, and just really so grateful that you're positioning yourself in different places and spaces, allowing God to work. And so that's amazing. And I just want to say that it's incredible that you're here right now. I'm going to give you some best practices for Christian speed dating. We've been doing this for a long time and we've seen a lot. And so we want to make sure that you're able to put your best foot forward in these virtual speed dating events. So, a little bit about how the virtual speed dating works, just in case you've never done it before. So, you're going to receive a link to be able to join and log on to the virtual speed dating event. I would ask that when you receive that email, Colleen's going to ask you to confirm your attendance. That is so important to us because it just helps us to pre-match and make sure that we have an even number of participants. We always try to make sure that everything is 50-50, but at the end of the day, we can't really determine if people are going to just not show up or people are going to end up canceling last minute. So we absolutely do try to keep them 50-50 ratios, but things happen. So, here are some best practices for Christian speed dating. So, I would encourage you just to pray before you come. As a Christian single, I think the best thing you can do is just really live open-handedly unto the Lord. And so that's just asking God to give you words, to guide your words, to guide your heart, and to just allow you to be open to His leading. I think being surrendered is the best place you can be. And oftentimes that actually doesn't look anything like you think it's going to look. And so just really allowing Him to do what He wants to do. Come with an open heart and mind. Don't focus just on finding the one. I think so often we miss out because we have an idea of what we think we want, although God usually gives us what we need and not necessarily what we want. And so just really being open to allow Him to do what He's going to do in His perfect timing. Just be open to having meaningful conversations and being genuinely curious about the person in front of you and enjoying the experience. Really, what speed dating is, it's a great practice to just get to know the opposite sex, be able to be comfortable talking to them. So often people come in so nervous, and I would just take the pressure off. These are just people of the opposite sex that you get to be genuinely curious about knowing who they are as daughters and sons of the King of Kings. And number three is like being present and engaged. It only a 6 minute opportunity to connect with someone. So make sure that you are present, you're engaged, you're there, you're focused. Make sure there's no distractions on in the background, TV, radio, music, other people around. At the end of the day, these people deserve your focus, your attention in that 6 minutes. It's only 6 minutes. And I think the biggest thing we need to do as Christians is show kindness. Because at the end of the day, even if they're not your person, they're still a son or a daughter of the King of Kings, and making sure that we are listening actively and putting your phone away, maintaining good contact, and yeah, just making sure there's no distractions around you. And don't try to do this in an area where you know you don't have good service, you don't have Wi-Fi. There's distractions everywhere. Maybe you're still at work and you're trying to work on the side and get things done. At the end of the day, people deserve more from you. And we see it all the time of people coming in super distracted and people feeling like they aren't worth 6 minutes of your time. That to me, that's just rude. And so we as the Christian Singles Hub, we strive to ensure the people participating are people that lead with excellence, that do lead as Christians, being kind, being respectful, honoring one another. It's so important. So make sure we are being present and engaged during the 6 minute date. It's only the speed dating rounds last just over an hour, maybe an hour and a half. That's just an hour and a half of your time. So make sure that we are being present in that hour and a half, making sure we're taking the time to say, hey, okay, I have this planned on my calendar and I'm not rushing from work to get to here, to here, to here, to here. At the end of the day, people deserve more than that. Number four is leading with kindness, making sure you smile, you show warmth, speak with gentleness and respect. Even if you don't believe that it's a connection, at the end of the day, these are still people sitting in front of you. This is not a profile that you swipe left or right on of a page. It's truly a genuine human connection. And the best thing about meeting other people, regardless of if they're a match or not, is you really learn not only about people, but you learn more about yourself in the process. Um, Number five, be yourself. I cannot tell you enough that people want to know the real you. They don't want to know who you're pretending to be. And if you're pretending to be something now, you're going to have to keep that up if you do meet someone. So the best thing to do is just be authentically yourself. Don't try to fit into a mold of what you think somebody else wants because it'll never work. People can see right through when you're pretending to be something you're not. So really just be authentically you because that is the most attractive thing is when someone is just confident in who they are and they stand firm in who they are and whose they are because God designed you exactly as you are right now. Number six is ask thoughtful questions. Again, I think the phrase that comes to mind for me is to be authentically, genuinely curious about the person in front of you. Ask questions. If they say, hey, this is what I do for work, ask follow-up questions. If they say, hey, this is where I live, ask follow-up questions. The best thing you can do is just to lean in with open ears to be able to hear the person, to genuinely show that you're curious, about them and to get to know them as they are. Number seven, mind your time. Make sure, this is only 6 minutes. And so if you're doing all the talking and you're not allowing them to get a word in, or you're spending 3 minutes on one question that they asked of you and you're not having follow-up questions for them, at the end of the day, it goes back to honor. It goes back to respect, is respecting the person in front of you, honoring them, getting to know them and being genuinely curious about them. And that has to be a two-way street. Conversation, yeah, it needs to be both. And again, this is even if they're not a match, this is just practice for more opportunities to connect with like-minded individuals. Number eight is respecting boundaries, avoiding overly personal or controversial topics on the first chat, maybe things like exes or money or deep trauma triggers, and try not to make it so much like an interview. Like, do you want kids? Do you want to live here? Are you this and are you that? All it feels like when you do that is you're trying to sum up to see if these people fit into a box that you think you want for your future relationship, which again doesn't show that you honor and respect the person that's in front of you. Save those things. If you It's a 6 minute conversation and all that conversation is to say is that I want to continue getting to know this person. I've seen them, I've gotten to know a little bit, and I'd like to continue conversing and having more connection and conversation. It doesn't mean that if you connect with this person, it has to lead to marriage or it means they're the one. It absolutely doesn't. You don't know enough information to know that yet. Number nine, staying positive, making sure. Again, I think the worst thing you see on like dating profiles is someone who's just coming out of the gate so negative. People don't love hanging out with negative people. At the end of the day, we have the joy of the Lord. That is our strength. And we want to see that and emulate that in these conversations with one another. And number 10 is following up gracefully. If you um, yeah, if you don't get matches, it's okay. At the end of the day, I think people take this so personally, but 6 minutes is not a long time for people to get to know you. And if you don't have a match, that's okay. Try again. Don't beat yourself up. It's not personal because nobody knows you enough to make this a personal rejection. It just means that they don't have enough information to know if they wanted to continue to connect with you. Trust God's timing. Be proud that you showed up and you connected with one another, regardless of if the outcome is in your favor or not. Number 11, make sure you're dressing to impress. We've seen a lot of people that literally show up like they rolled out of bed. At the end of the day, it's not about pretending. It's not about becoming someone you're not. It's just simply showing up as the best version of yourself. And that means not showing up like you rolled out of bed, not showing up in your pajamas, not showing up like you have dirt everywhere because you just got off work. Like at the end of the day, first impressions do matter. At the end of the day, they are the first thing people notice about you. Did this person even make an effort to put themselves together? And it's funny because we started doing speed dating for the older generation, and how they show up is so different than the younger generation. They show up like they've showered and they shaved, and or they did their hair, and showing up like they're not just in a hoodie and don't really care what's going on. They're showing up like they put effort into their appearance. And no, appearances are not everything, but there is something to be said about when someone actually puts an effort in to showing up the best version of themselves. Number 12, enjoying the experience. Speed dating can be fun. Like I said before, it is literally so great when we can connect with other people, other believers, because not only do we learn so much about people, we also learn so much about ourselves. So just enjoy, have fun with it, enjoy meeting like-minded Christian singles, celebrate the fellowship that comes with these events, and don't turn it into, I have to find my spouse because this is the only way. At the end of the day, God's going to use whatever He wants to be able to bring you the person that He has for you. Some other tidbits is, make sure that you have good lighting in wherever you're setting up for speed dating. For example, we've seen people in cars. These events happen at 7, 8 o'clock at night in some places. And if you're in a car and it's pitch black and people can't really see you, what kind of impression are you making on it to someone? Um, make sure your lighting's good. It doesn't mean you have to go out and get a ring camera, or a ring light, or a professional camera or anything like that. Just go in a place where there's light that somebody can actually see you. Go in a place that's, again, quiet, no distractions, and ensuring that you're actually putting your best self out there. We've seen people that are sitting in a dark room, turn on some lights, put on some lights in front of you so people can actually see you. Test that ahead of time. It's easy to go on Zoom and just sign into a video and just see, how's my lighting? What does that look like? We've seen people come and they're laying in bed doing speed dating. It's inappropriate. At the end of the day, this is a first date. Many first dates and first impressions do matter. Making sure you're not sitting in bed and look like you just rolled out of bed to do these Zoom calls. Um, a big thing is, if you do have to use the restroom, or maybe someone rings your doorbell and you have to excuse yourself, put yourself on mute, and then go and answer the door, but then rush back. Like, don't take your time because these are only 6 minutes, and it's going to screw you up if that date ended and you're put in a new room and the person's trying to talk to you and you're just not there. So make sure too that if something does come up, just make sure you're apologetic about it. Say, hey, I'm so sorry, but someone's ringing my doorbell. I just have to go. I'll be right back. Making sure you mute yourself so there's no background noise or weird things. I think that it's so important, again, that we're showing up as a best version of ourselves. If you're not attracted to someone, don't be rude. If you are rude to people because you're just not interested in them, you will no longer be welcome back to speed dating, because it's just not honoring to one another if we are just writing people off and rejecting people based on the fact that we're just not attracted to them. It's 6 minutes. Anyone deserves 6 minutes of your time because they are also created in the image of God. So ensure that you're not just being rude because you're not attracted to someone. And I think it's just recognizing that, yes, take the pressure off. This is just getting to know opposite people, but also remembering this is a date. This is a first impression. And how do you want to show up? Do you want to show up like you've rolled out of bed? Do you want to show up? Is that how you want the world to see you? Because we are called to be lights and we're called to be image bearers of the King of Kings. And so we need to show up in that way as well. So I hope that these tidbits and these best practices for Christian speed dating helped you. If you have any others, feel free to comment in the chat below. We'd love to hear maybe your experience or what you think, or maybe things you've seen that you're like, hey, we need to do this better, or maybe things that you've seen that people do really well of. So I hope you enjoy your experience. And yeah, we're excited to see where it goes.